How'd you get that?
I know someone who knows someone who knows an elf. And if any of you acts up, so help me, I will call Santa and I will tell him you want socks for Christmas. You willing to risk that? Okay. Let's get this over with.
Gabrielle Solis, who lives down the block, brought a spicy paella. Since her modeling days in New York, Gabrielle had developed a taste for rich food and rich men. Carlos, who worked in mergers and acquisitions, proposed on their third date. Gabrielle was touched when tears welled up in his eyes. But she soon discovered this happened every time Carlos closed a big deal. Gabrielle liked her paella piping hot. However, her relationship with her husband was considerably cooler.
If you talk to Al Mason at this thing, I want you to casually mention how much I paid for your necklace.
Why don't I just pin the receipt to my chest?
He let me know how much he paid for his wife's new convertible. Look. Just work it into the conversation.
There's no way I can just work that in, Carlos.
Why not? At the Donahue party, everyone was talking mutual funds. And you found a way to mention you slept with half the Yankee outfield.
I'm telling you, it came up in the context of the conversation.
Hey. People are starting to stare. Can you keep your voice down, please?
Absolutely. Wouldn't want them to think we're not happy.
Bree Vandekamp, who lives next door, brought baskets of muffins she baked from scratch. Bree was known for her cooking and for making her own clothes and for doing her own gardening and for reupholstering her own furniture. Yes, Bree's many talents were known throughout the neighborhood. And everyone on Wisteria Lane thought of Bree as the perfect wife and mother. Everyone, that is, except her own family.
Paul. Zachary.
Hello, Mrs. Vandekamp.
Bree, you shouldn't have gone to all this trouble.
It was no trouble at all. Now, the basket with the red ribbon is filled with desserts for your guests. But the one with the blue ribbon is just for you and Zachary. It's got rolls, muffins, breakfast type things.
Thank you.
Well, the least I could do was make sure you boys had a decent meal to look forward to in the morning. I know you're out of your minds with grief.
Yes, we are.
Of course, I will need the baskets back once you're done.
Of course.
Susan Mayer, who lives across the street, brought macaroni and cheese. Her husband Carl always teased her about her macaroni, saying it was the only thing she knew how to cook, and she rarely made it well. It was too salty the night she and Carl moved into their house. It was too watery the night she found lipstick on Carl's shirt. She burned it the night Carl told her he was leaving her for his secretary. A year had passed since the divorce. Susan had started to think how nice it would be to have a man in her life. even one who would make fun of her cooking.
Mom, why would someone kill themselves?
Well, sometimes people are so unhappy they think that's the only way they can solve their problems.
But Mrs. Young always seemed happy.
Yeah. Sometimes people pretend to be one way on the outside when they're totally different on the inside.
Oh, you mean like how Dad's girlfriend is always smiling and says nice things, but deep down you just know she's a bitch.
I don't like that word, Julie. But yeah, that's a great example. Hey, what's going on? Sorry I'm late. Hi, Susan.
So, what did Carl say when you confronted him?
You'll love this, he said. It doesn't mean anything, it was just sex.
Ah, yes, page 1 of the Philanderer's Handbook.
Yeah, and then he got this zen look on his face, and he said, you know, Susan, most men live lives of quiet desperation.
Please tell me you punched him.
No, I said, really? And what do most women lead? Lives of noisy fulfillment?
Good for you.
I mean, of all people, did he have to bang his secretary? I had that woman over for brunch.
It's like my grandmother always said, an erect penis doesn't have a conscience.
Even the limp ones aren't that ethical.
This is half the reason I joined the NRA. Well, when Rex started going to those medical conferences, I wanted in the back of his mind that he had a loving wife at home with a loaded Smith & Wesson.
Lenny, Tom's always away on business. Do you ever worry he might?
Oh, please. The man's gotten me pregnant 3 times in 4 years. I wish he was having sex with someone else.
So, Susan, is he going to stop seeing that woman?
I don't know. I'm sorry, you guys. I just don't know how I'm going to survive this.
Listen to me. We all have moments of desperation. But if we can face them head on, that's when we find out just how strong we really are.
Susan, I was just saying Paul wants us to go over on Friday. He needs us to go through Mary Alice's closet and help pack up her things. He said he can't face doing it by himself.
Sure, that's fine.
Are you okay?
Yeah. I'm just so angry. If Mary Alice was having problems, she should have come to us. She should have let us help her.
What kind of problems could she have had? She was healthy, had a great home, a nice family. Her life was our life. No, if Mary Alice was having some sort of crisis, we'd have known. She lives 50 feet away, for God's sakes.
Gabby, the woman killed herself. Something must have been going on. Oh, I wouldn't eat that if I were you.
Why?
I made it, trust me. Hey, do you have a death wish?
No, I just refuse to believe that anybody can screw up macaroni and cheese.
Oh my God.
How did you... It tastes like it's burned and undercooked.
Yeah, I get that a lot. Here you go.
Thanks. I'm Mike Delfino. I just started renting the Sims house next door.
Susan Meyer, I live across the street.
Oh yeah, Ms. Huber told me about you. Said you illustrate children's books.
Yeah, I'm very big with the under 5 set. What do you do?
Plumber. So if you ever have a clog or something.
Now that everybody's seen that I brought something, I should probably just throw this out.
Ow! Ease up, you little vampire.
Lynette, I've been looking all over for you. Are you aware of what your sons are doing?
What are you doing? We are at a lake.
Oh my god, you said we could go in the pool!
I said you could go by the pool. Do you have your swimsuits on?
Yeah, we put them on our socks before we left!
You three planned this? All right. That's it. Get out. No! No. I am your mother. You have to do what I say. Come on.
We were swimming and you can't stop us!
Here. Get out. I wouldn't get in this pool and just grab you. Get out. Get over here. Get over here! Get back towards those steps, you! That's right! Get over here! Go, 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 go! Out! Get out! Thank you. Paul, we have to leave now. Once again, I am so sorry for your loss. Go.
Lynette shouldn't have been so concerned about my husband. He had other things on his mind. Things below the surface. The morning after my funeral, my friends and neighbors quietly went back to their busy, busy lives. While some did their cooking, and some did their cleaning, and some did their yoga. Others did their homework.
Hi. I'm Julie. I kicked my soccer ball into your backyard.
Oh, okay, well, let's go around and get it.
Stay.
His wife died a year ago. He wanted to stay in LA, but there were too many memories. He's renting for tax purposes, but he hopes to buy a place real soon.
I can't believe you went over there.
Hey, I saw you both flirting at the wake. You're obviously into each other. Now that you know he's single, you can ask him out.
Julie, I like Mr. Delfino. I do. I don't even know if I'm ready to start dating yet.
Ugh, you need to get back out there. Come on. How long has it been since you've had sex? Are you mad that I asked you that?
No, I'm just trying to remember. I don't want to talk to you about my love life anymore. It weirds me out.
I wouldn't have said anything. It's just...
What?
I heard Dad's girlfriend ask if you dated anyone since the divorce. And Dad said he doubted it. And then they both laughed.
Hey, Susan.
Hi, Mike. I brought you a little housewarming gift. I probably should have brought something by earlier, but...
Actually, you're the first in the neighborhood to stop by.
Really?
Susan knew she was lucky.
Well...
An eligible bachelor had moved on to Wisteria Lane, and she was the first to find out. But she also knew that good news...
Hello there!
...travels quickly. Edie Britt was the most predatory divorcee in a 5-block radius. Her conquests were numerous, varied, and legendary.
Hi, Susan. I hope I'm not interrupting. You must be Mike Delfino. Hi, I'm Edie Britt. I live over there. Welcome to Wisteria Lane.
Susan had met the enemy, and she was a slut.
Thank you. What's this?
Sausage puttanesca. It's just something I threw together.
Oh, thanks, Edie. That's great. I'd invite you both in, but I was sort of in the middle of something.
Oh, no
I'm late
problem.
for an
I just wanted
appointment
to
anyway.
say hi.
And just like that,
Hi.
the race for Mike Delfino had begun. For a moment, Susan wondered if her rivalry with Edie would remain friendly.
Oh, Mike, I heard you're a plumber?
She was reminded that when
Yeah.
it came to men,
Do you think you could stop by later tonight and take a look at my pipes?
women don't fight fair.
Sure.
Thanks. Bye, Susan.
You can't order me around like I'm a child.
Gabrielle.
No, I'm not going.
It's business. Tanaka expects everyone to bring their wives.
Every time I'm around that man, he tries to grab my ass.
I made over $200,000 doing business with him last year. If he wants to grab your ass, you let him. John!
Ow. Mrs. Solis. You scared me.
Why is that bush still there? You were supposed to dig it up last week.
I didn't have time last
I don't
week.
want to hear your excuses. Just take care of it.
I really hate the way you talk to me.
And I really hate that I spent $15,000 on your diamond necklace that you couldn't live without. But I'm learning to deal with it. So, can I tell Tanaka we'll be there tomorrow night?
John, we have bandages top shelf in the kitchen.
Thanks, Mrs. Solis.
Fine, I'll go. but I'm keeping my back pressed against the wall the entire time.
See? Now this is what a marriage is all about. Compromise.
Is your finger okay?
Yeah, it's just a small cut.
Let me see.
You know, Mrs. Solis, I really like it when we hook up. But, well, you know, I gotta get my work done, and I can't afford to lose this job.
This table is hand-carved. Carlos had it imported from Italy. It cost him $23,000.
You want to do it on the table this time?
Absolutely.
Why can't we ever have normal soup?
Danielle, there is nothing abnormal about basil puree.
Just once, couldn't we have a soup that people have heard of? Like French onion or navy bean?
First of all, your father can't eat onions. He's deathly allergic, and I won't even dignify your navy bean suggestion. So, how's the osso buco?
It's okay.
It's okay. Andrew, I spent 3 hours cooking this meal. How do you think it makes me feel when you say it's okay in that sullen tone?
Who asked you to spend 3 hours on dinner?
Excuse me?
Tim Harper's mom gets home from work, pops open a can of pork and beans, and boom, they're eating. Everyone's happy.
You'd rather I serve pork and beans?
Apologize now, I am begging.
I'm saying, do you always have to serve cuisine? Can't we ever just have food?
Are you doing drugs?
What?
Change in behavior is one of the warning signs, and you have been as fresh as paint for the last 6 months. It certainly would explain why you're always locked in the bathroom.
Just me, that is not what he is doing.
Shut up. Mom, I'm not the one with the problem here, alright? You're the one always acting like she's running for mayor of Stepford.
Rex, seeing that you're the head of this household, I would really appreciate you saying something.
Pass the salt?
3 days after my funeral, Lynette replaced her grief with a much more useful emotion. Indignation.
Tom, this is my 5th message and you still haven't called me back. Well, you must be having a lot of fun on your business trip. I can only imagine. Well, guess what? The kids and I want to have some fun too, so unless you call me back by noon, we are getting on a plane and joining you. Not now, honey. Mommy's threatening Daddy. No, Where are your brothers?
Noodles, my favorite.
Lynette Scavo? Crap. Natalie Klein, I don't believe it. Lynette, how long has it been? Years. How are you? How's the firm?
Good. Everyone misses you.
Yeah.
We all say if you hadn't quit, you'd be running the place by now.
Yeah. Yeah, well.
domestic life. Don't you just love being a mom?
And there it was, the question that Lynette always dreaded.
Well, to be honest,
For those who asked it, only one answer was acceptable. So Lynette responded as she always did. She lied.
best job I've ever had.
You know what I don't get?
What?
Why you married Mrs. Solis?
Well, he promised to give me everything I've ever wanted.
Did he?
Yes.
And why aren't you happy?
Turns out I wanted all the wrong things.
So, do you love him?
I do.
Well, then why are we here? Why are we doing this?
Because I don't want to wake up one morning with a sudden urge to blow my brains out.
Hey, can I have a drag?
Absolutely not. You are much too young to smoke.
How would you feel about me using your child support payments for plastic surgery?
Stop being so nervous. You're just asking him out to dinner. It's no big deal.
You're right.